Welcome to this Barbarian movie ending explained. Before watching this, I had heard nothing other than it's shocking and that you want to go in blind. Spooky season has been pretty much a bust, with Hocus Pocus 2 being mid and apparently Halloween Ends being awful. I'm pleased to say that I adored Barbarian. I was gripped with the ancient tension of Bill Skarsgård possibly being the villain, but he was just a victim, kind of. We follow a young woman struggling to get into her Airbnb while being pestered by a male caller, on the phone that is. Yes, there are themes of patriarchy and much more, so yes, I'm expecting unhinged comments like I have had on my last Duel and Men videos. As I had no clue what the movie was about, each section was uncomfortable and I was eager to find out what the heck was going on, but you know, in a good way, not like how I was watching Don't Worry Darling. And I love how each act it's almost self-contained act. It works probably like a TV show, but each one complements each other. It keeps your attention. You're tricked non-stop as the man has a booking easily explained by being on another website, double booking, and even knows what the woman is interested in and in town for. It feels suspicious, and we're supposed to feel like that. We're supposed to feel the unease that maybe a female would feel in that situation. She wouldn't have opened the door while the man feels safe to take the risk without even thinking. He's at ease the whole time, and we are led to believe he is the unseen killer or villain we are expecting to pop up at some point. But no, he was just there to be a victim, much like every others. Under the house is a creepy camera and a bed, and we learn all about what happened in a flashback. Later in the movie, an older man in the past goes to buy nappies and supplies for a new baby. However, Frank actually kidnaps women, committing SA on them and impregnating them to give birth. He would go on, and even committing incest with the children, which is absolutely disgusting, leading to the inbred person who attacks the occupants. I was stunned by how the neighbourhood looked in the 1980s. It looked very much like Edward Scissorhands and that ideal suburbia that people cling to in the past. Chatter of the impending crash is discussed. As we know now, Detroit is a shadow of its former self. The 80s neighbourhood reminded me of rose-tinted nostalgia Frank would have, and like I said, those heavily suburbs in Edward Scissorhands. All of his activities lead to what is called the mother being created and taking people and wanting to feed them and look after them. I love how during the day the neighbourhood looks awful and run down in the present, and I feel there's something to say about the Airbnbs infecting neighbourhoods while the others are in their main house. Yes, that's very much something happening here in the UK, with Cornwall being blighted by these Airbnb hosts. The mother ends up killing Keith, and I could argue this might be my favourite role Bill Skarsgård has taken. He's brutally killed as we cut to the owner of the house in another bait and switch. The police are also belittling her. I've seen people say that police aren't like that at all, but all my experiences of even being a man with the police have been absolutely negative, as they just haven't wanted to do their job. The movie cuts after Keith's death to AJ, played by Justin Long. It is an absolutely jarring cut, and you think,
that's weird.
Where is this going? But it works so very, very well. It turns out he's been exposed in a Me Too movement for SA and has been called or cancelled as his sitcom career is over. He's forced at some point to sell his LA home and goes back to his Airbnb property. Arguably, the most horrifying part of the movie is where we get the admission. One of his bros asks him on the level, what happened? He says how he can be persuasive, and it's chilling with the red lighting and just his acting, as it seems like the character knows what he did wrong, but in the bravado he wants to say, yeah, I'm just a persuasive guy, she liked it in the end. It's just absolutely kind of skin tingling as we find out later when he's drunk at home, he knows what he did wrong. We slowly discover the horrors, or he does, under this house, like Tess and Keith, and is horrified with what he finds. I like how he looks up the square footage and is looking into the monetary aspects of, and I thought maybe he's thinking he could rent out like a sub-basement Airbnb as well. The watching of the tape was unsettling, but we slowly find out his true colours as he accidentally shoots Tess, which could be put down to jitters, but the pair find a local guy who tries to get Tess out earlier in the movie, as we see the differences between Tess and AJ boiled down to the fact that she would go back and save someone, while AJ does anything to get free. He's a whimpering mess after the mother kills the homeless guy, and we get a dramatic finish. But AJ shows again his true colours, saying, I can't think of another word there, seemingly. He can escape if Tess is the diversion, throws her off like the POS he really is. Despite being sorry for what he did before, deep down he is the absolute worst. The balance is good too, as it isn't just men bad, lol, it examines different men, as the movie starts with an unassuming guy. We think he's bad, but he wasn't really, and then we get the modern cancellation in a Me Too movement and the misunderstood homeless guy, as well as the police. Now at the end, Tess had to pretend to be nurtured, leading to her getting the chance to kill the mother. It's very much an almost act of mercy as well as a desperation there. The mother wouldn't know what that gun is, which is why it just was there and just did it. But overall, this was a very, very good movie. Absolutely gripping with a decent-ish message. I understood what they were trying to say, and again, an absolutely stunning piece of work there. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe with notifications on, and let me know what you think of the movie down below in the comments. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.